Well, good morning, everyone. This is Keith with Positively Osceola. Welcome to Positively Osceola Live. And we love doing these shows as often as possible. And that is because we get to hang out with cool people. And I assure you, there are lots of cool people in Osceola County, and none cooler than the guy we're going to welcome into the show real quick. And here he is, Dr. Chris Burns. What's
Hello,
up?
hello, hello. Ice cold, none cooler. That's nobody ever says that. I like it. You're a good guy.
Yeah, man. We're trying to get along, you know? It's that old thing. Can't we just get along? We are getting along.
We are.
So we will we'll kind of let people crawl onto our on discussion this morning. But what I like the most, other than hanging out with you, is the fact that we get to talk about arts, and that is a big deal. And we'll get more into some of the details of it, but we'll just kick a few minutes here. So how's your day started?
It's great. It's a wonderful day. Woke up, got to go to work.
Big deal.
Get to work with kids today. Can't wait.
That's a cool thing. Not everybody gets that for sure. And you don't just work in the district, which you do a great job, as everyone over at the school district does. But you get to focus into those folks that are involved in arts, and that's a special vector for sure of students.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, the arts are extremely important. It's an outlet for a lot of our kids. It's their reason why. And the fact that I get to be a part of that makes my job extra special.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. You do a great job at it. Got some people popping on. So okay with you, we'll make it official here.
Let's see some pictures.
Here we go. I wonder who's in it. Again, this is Keith with Positively Osceola here during Positively Osceola Live with Dr. Chris Burns with the Osceola School District Fine and Performing Arts, and he is the resource specialist. And that is a long title, but you know what? I think it's appropriate because it's a big job, and
it is.
You know, I tell you, it's funny. We speak to so many people from different organizations all over the county, and so many awesome things happen. And I think the way we're in this like instant gratification world, so we love that thing we just saw, or we appreciate that thing we were experiencing, and then we just move on. But reality, a lot of the things that we're all enjoying in our lives have been worked on for quite a time, and are a process built towards that final performance or experience. So you are deep into what I'm just saying for sure. Why don't you tell us real quick? Tell us I know who you are. We're friends, but tell us who you are, how you got in the position that you're in now, because I know there's some things that got you to this point.
Sure. Yeah. I'm Chris Burns. I moved to the district in 2008, and I started working as an elementary music teacher. Coming up through school, I was in band, I was in chorus, I was in theater most of my childhood. And I remember very specifically middle school band director that I had. After taking classes with him, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be that guy. I want to do that thing. And so, I mean, my whole career path was based in music education with a sprinkling of wanting to be a rock star on the side. But obviously that's difficult to attain. So coming into the district, I just had this idea that I wanted to be the best at what I did, which was elementary music. I wanted my kids to perform out in the community. I wanted my kids to form a passion and love for the arts. And I think I was successful, never done, but pretty successful with it. And then from there, I was able to kind of move into the position I'm in now. I was very lucky to get this position where I have a much broader reach, and now I'm K-12, all arts, and I really still have that same passion, and I really want our kids to be seen, not just in their own backyards, but across the state, across the country. And there's a couple things coming up soon that we can talk about later that's showing that.
I think if I remember correctly, we may have talked about this the last time you were a guest, but if I'm correct, I met you at, I want to say Gaylord Palms, if it was Gaylord, and it was the principal's breakfast.
Yeah.
Where you were with Lakeview and the kids, and my wife and I were sitting there, and there were a lot of different elements to that particular event, but I thought you did such a great job, and the kids did
Thank you.
a great job,
Thanks,
and
man.
then I got to know you more, but yeah, I remember that was great.
That was a while ago.
Yeah,
I'm not calling you old because I'm not old, but
right.
That was a while ago.
A couple minutes. I don't even remember how long ago that was. It must not have been more than 2 years.
No, not at all. Not at all.
That's great. So, with your job that you have at the district, as you said, you're not just dealing with music, certainly. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, maybe just kind of run down real quick. What do you rub up against as far as what vectors of arts do you end up involved with?
Sure. So, pushing the music side for just a second, we also have in our district, we have theater. So any form of theater, musical theater, performative theater, tech theater, all those things. And we've been super lucky to have connections with some local organizations like Orlando Shakes, Dr. Phillips, Osceola Arts, and our students are able to perform at these places, able to get workshops from them. We had students participate in Thespians, which is kind of an assessment for them over the past couple of weeks. And so I get to work with K-12 theater teachers, and not just me. I have a partner, Joe, who couldn't be here today, but he does the same exact job, and we work well together. It's a wonderful relationship. And then from theater, we also have dance. So we have a bunch of dance programs that have recently popped up. We have a lot at the elementary level starting now, and there's some amazing things going there. But dance teachers have their Florida Dance Performance Assessments coming up in 2 weeks over in Tampa. So some of our students are going to head over there and perform, and there's an audition process, and it really gets them ready for the world of dance post high school. We also have some opportunities coming up with the Orlando Ballet coming into our schools, working with our kids, and some of our kids got to see the Central Florida Ballet. So all these great things in dance. And then the visual art side of it, which is just massive. There's so many areas in visual arts that we're very lucky to be a part of, whether it's digital or I guess we could call it the analog world. But for example, last year we had Miss Jenny Mohes, one of our students, Selma, won the Adobe World Champions, not state, not national, World Championship, right? And we have a logo that she designed for a couple things coming up soon that we could talk about later as well. And so getting to work with that's it. Yeah. Winner.
Have it.
Yeah. So that was the national one. And then she went on to world and she won the world. But yeah, it's an incredible thing. And Jenny Mohes is one of the best people in the world, not just teachers, one of the best people in the world. But I get to work with people like that, and I get to support people like that. I try to do a lot of grant writing for them and get as many opportunities for our students, K-12, as we possibly can, because I think living next to Orlando, it's a blessing and a curse. There's so many great opportunities up there, right, but our students don't always have the opportunity to participate because travel is difficult. Gas prices are high. It's getting on I-4 is a nightmare, whatever it may be. And I want those opportunities for our students as well. So I try to reach out to all these organizations and get them into our district and or try to bring our kids out there. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I try to do and what we are doing right now.
Yeah, I'm listening to you speak, and we could talk for probably 3 hours, and we're not gonna. But I mean, we really could, because I loved what you said in the beginning when you were talking about how you got from A to Z, if this is Z.
Yeah.
You saw somebody and you said, "That's what I want to do."
Right.
That's that right there. That's that thing that the switch hit me. That's the thing I want to do. I mean, that is. You ask almost any performer, that's kind of how it almost seems to always work, right? And so then I want to segue to, and I'll just say it out. So you have just a plethora of talented kids, and if you were 75 hours a week and you don't have time to go check out what the school district's doing. We get that. And so maybe I would say those people might say, gosh, there are 2 performing arts based schools, right? And so that's where all those creative people are. But it isn't true. They're like all over the district, and they are being mentored by unbelievable teachers. And I mean, it's straight up. You talk about Jenny Mohas. I mean, if you're going to meet anybody in the school district that's got about a zillion volts of energy, that's that lady, you know?
Yeah, she's go, go, go all the time, and her kids love her. I don't know anybody that doesn't love her when they meet her.
Right.
She is just that kind of person where she brings you in and she makes you want to do better.
Yeah. Yeah, we met her, and after I spoke to her in the summer, and when Selma was winning everything across the universe, and which, you know, what a talent. And so Jenny said, look, come back in the fall and check out my classroom. So we went over there, and that was like, you know,
it's crazy. It's incredible. Yeah.
And then she's so crazy humble. She's marching me around to other teachers, the art teacher going, you got to talk to her.
Yeah.
That was great.
That's another one. Jackie's an amazing teacher there as well. She was just announced as top 10 finalist, actually.
Awesome.
For teacher of the year. So,
that's a big deal.
I mean, I have such a great job because I get to work with people like this all the time. And I still get to work with kids, not as much as I did. I don't have like my kids in my classroom, but now I have all of these kids and all of these teachers. And it's such a great experience for me. It's fulfilling. It fills my cup because I get to see the fruit of what seeds have been laid by all these teachers and myself. And I mean, just the other night, I was talking to a high school student that came up to me, and I recognized her, and I was like, oh, where do I know her from? And then she's like, I'm this person. I was in chorus with you, and you're the reason that I sing now. And I was just like, I'm not crying. You're crying. This is fine. Everything's fine. And that's it. That's the thing. That's the reason that I do what I do, because I want someone to be in the position I was in where they're like, I want to do that thing. Even if it's not teaching, even if I want to listen to music, I want to play music, I want to perform music. And now in this position, I want to be in the arts involved, whether it's politically where you work in Congress or whatever, and you have a passion for the arts, so you're supporting that. Or if you run a corporation, but you support the arts through funding or whatever it may be, or you're just getting the word out in the arts. Any form of support for the arts that happens, I feel I've done my job.
Awesome.
If I can get you to understand and believe in the arts after you've left the schooling system, I can sleep happy.
That's a big deal. I think we could talk for an additional hour about what art and music does in that creative sphere, what that does for students academically, but we should have that as like a separate conversation, hopefully soon. That would be a really cool conversation, because people don't know that don't know that. And that was ingenious the way I said that. You don't know that because you don't know that. But
what you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, right. But let's talk about, you mentioned involvement or support. Why don't you tell us how, let's say a business in the next month from hearing this, gets a chance to sit down and watch a portion of this and say, you know, why am I not supporting? How do businesses, organizations, individuals, how do they say, well, I don't just want to watch it, I want to help it? So how does somebody in the community help you guys? So
there's a few avenues. The closest to right now avenue would be scholarships for our students. So we have a showcase coming up in March, and if you don't mind, I'll talk about that a little bit now as well. There it is, the Arts Alive Scholarship Showcase, and this is the 28th year of existence. And last year was the biggest ever. Last year we raised a great amount of money from some amazing local businesses and people, and we're able to give students in 8 different disciplines scholarships, whether or not they're going for music or art or whatever. Most of them are, but these scholarships help them in college, because as we know, college prices have risen. And if they're not going to Valencia, which we have that amazing partnership with that, then this money really does help. And we're able to give everyone $2,000, and then we had a grand prize winner of 2,500 last year. And we're trying to increase that every single year. But so Arts Alive is open to students 9 through 12, and it's in every discipline, visual art, theater, any music, creative writing, dance. And the showcase itself is where they get to show why they're so great at what they do and why these people are supporting. And if you want to support Arts Alive, that goes through the Education Foundation, which is an incredible partner for the district. And there's a little donate button there, and you click on Arts Alive for that. But our students are auditioning this month. And for any students that are watching or parents of students, auditions are due by January 31st. And you just go onto the Education Foundation website and click on the scholarships button. And then you fill out all the application info and then upload a video. Or if you're a visual artist or theater tech, you upload your portfolio and we go from there. Yes, the information will be up there. And March 31st is the Arts Alive Showcase. And I'll have some information I can send to you about that as well. aceosceola.org is where you'll find most of that information. But the information will be on the SDOC Arts page as well. And this showcase, if you want to see some incredible talent that just blows your mind, this is it. We've had students in the past that are now on Broadway, have been in movies, have been in galleries across the nation, across the world even. Dancers that have been accepted into Alvin Ailey have danced on Broadway stages, and they're coming from our backyard. It's not like they're coming from Orlando or New York or California. They're coming from Osceola County. Right. It's a great thing, and it's humbling experience to see these students that maybe I had as an elementary music teacher and the growth from those years. So that's Arts Alive. And if you want to support Arts Alive, again, Education Foundation is a great place to support that, or reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to help you find a way to support it, even if it's not monetarily, but in any possible way. Another way to support the arts is reach out to your school that's in your backyard. Reach out to them and find out, because they all need money, regardless of the program. And not even always money. Maybe they just needs your expertise. If you happen to be an expert in a certain area, they're always looking for help. And you can become a volunteer in the district and support them in that way. So there's a lot of great ways to support the arts in Osceola County. And if you have any more questions, please reach out to me.
And we'll make sure we add those links into the text after we're done speaking today.
Sure.
I tell you, the conversation, and we're not a political organization at all. So, the conversations in the community are like, oh my gosh, there's so many people moving here and it's crazy. Oh my gosh. It's like the thing to talk about, I guess, all the time. But in reality, unfortunately, we don't flip that conversation in the way that that we actually think it should be flipped. So, the secret's out. It's really nice. It's January. My gosh, it's beautiful out. Nice. I think people would like to be here. So people move down for that. But the reality is there's another side to this. We are a hugely blended county. Mm-hmm. And inside that blend, the students are a blend, and you have so much different talent that is just cast upon the county. And we never, I know you do, but we don't have enough of that conversation in the community, in the public setting, and say, look, okay, lots of people moving here. We get it. The reality also is that there is just this huge influx of variety of talent that you see it. I mean, you see it, and it's pretty extraordinary.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah. I mean, yes, there's a lot of people moving here, and yes, our schools are getting overcrowded. We're building some soon, but with the influx of population also comes an influx of culture and various levels and forms of talent. I mean, having people come in from different parts of the country where they might have a style of dance that we don't offer here. And then all of a sudden that becomes a conversation. Let's get that style of dance here, whatever it may be. Having somebody come in from another country and they perform a certain style of music that we don't have in our classrooms yet, then we can learn about that. It's such a great thing to have that diverse demographic, which I think Osceola has a little bit more than some other neighboring counties. Even over the past 5 or 6 years prior to COVID, it started to happen a lot more. As a teacher, I saw that in my classroom, the shift from when I first started teaching to the last couple of years, how my students changed, just who they were. And it's an incredible thing, and it's a beautiful thing because you can just learn more every day. And the day you think you can't learn more is the day that you should probably just stop.
That's straight up. All right, what else do you want to share? I know we're winding into.
Let's talk about events. There's a lot of stuff happening. Let's talk all county events. So all county is an opportunity for our students to participate with other students from other schools across Osceola, and it's I hesitate to say the best of the best, but it's students who are working really hard at their craft and want to perform with other students who are working really hard. And so, for example, tonight we have an all county concert band performance. We brought in some clinicians, and we have middle school and high school bands tonight at AXA, and that begins at 6 p.m. And there's some amazing pieces. If you're into wind music, if you're into some amazing band music, that's going to be happening tonight. And then next weekend at St. Cloud Lakefront is the Osceola County Jazz Fest. It's the St. Cloud Jazz Fest because we're going to be in St. Cloud. But that's jazz bands from across the county. And then the culmination of that are the all-county jazz bands. So students from all these bands coming together and working with some incredible UCF professors and just killing it. There are some ridiculous jazz kids in Osceola County. And I mean ridiculous, like Dirty Face, How Do You Make a Sound? Ridiculous. And then the following week, February 4th, is All County Chorus, which is at Osceola High School. And that'll be on Saturday as well, February 4th during the day. And same idea, it's just some beautiful sounds coming out of our students. And then 2 weeks after that, the Thursday before Rodeo Day, which is February 16th, I believe, is the All County Elementary Chorus, also at Osceola High School. And if you want to hear some beautiful, innocent voices, the elementary chorus is where it's at. It's 100 students, 100 plus students on stage, and it's a tear fest is what it is, because these kids just sound incredible when they're on stage. And then in a few months, we also have our orchestra, all county groups, and we're in the works. Joe, Dr. D, and I are in the works of possibly having in the near future a theater all county and a dance all county and things of that nature as well. So that's the all county world.
And again, if you're a resident of Osceola County and you don't feel like you crab a little bit, you don't like to drive out of town to have to go get saturated in the wonder of arts, you don't have to drive because it's here. I mean, you're in Osceola Arts right now, and another example of, I mean, I hate to say it's a hidden gem because you don't really want to hear that at this point. It's just a gem. I mean, Bree Steffick and everybody over at Osceola Arts, they're
the best.
It's awesome.
They're wonderful people. There's summer camps that happen here. There's the Youth Actors Company for our students that happens here. They do Saturday mornings. There's theater camps for kids. They have an orchestra. The orchestra here actually is going to Africa this summer. And so you want to talk about supporting the arts, getting our kids over to Africa to work with the schooling systems in Kenya and performing there and working with those kids and our teachers, teaching them, their teachers teaching our kids. A great way to support the arts is to talk with Bree Steffick and the rest of the crew at Osceola Arts and how you can help them get to Africa, because that is not a cheap trip. Yeah. And it's an experience unlike any other. And I haven't been blessed to go yet, hopefully soon, but support them going there. There's shows. Clue opens this weekend, right? I think this weekend Clue opens. Check that out. There's former students from Osceola County in that. There's Sweet Charity, a little plug for my wife. Sweet Charity opens up in a couple of weeks, and there's Osceola County students in that show. I don't know if we could talk enough about Osceola Arts and the things they do for the school district and the support that they provide and the opportunities they provide for our students, because it really is a stepping stone for things like Broadway and other things. There's a School of Rock here that I may be part of. Yeah, they were accepted to perform at a conference coming up in May. So we're really excited about that. And they get to perform at various places. We performed at the rodeo in the past, the monthly market. We've performed at the lakefront a few times. It's another way for our students to get out and just play some fun music, guitar, bass, drums, keyboard, things like that. If you want to be a part of that, please reach out to Osceola Arts as well. It's open to 8 to 18-year-olds, any levels. But again, just great arts happening right here in our backyard.
Yeah, big time. And I like how you were saying it's kind of a bridge. It is really. It's not the school auditorium. It's not the school property. Right. It's now another environment, and that whole change right there is a huge change. It's a great thing to see off school property and doing that craft as well. I think you had one more thing you were going to share with us, and we'll probably close it.
Yes, summer start program. So this is an arts intensive, and it's been happening for a little over a decade now. And we bring in masters of the art from various universities, Juilliard, NYU, Indiana University, various outside instructors to work with our students. And it's a 2-week intensive, June 12th through the 23rd. And it's actually free this year. Normally there's a cost for tuition, but we're working with some grants to make it free for any students that want to participate. There is an audition that's coming up in March for that. But what better way to really kind of immerse yourself in the arts than doing this program as a student? And that's open 6th through 12th grade. And again, it's an arts immersive. So you're going to be studying your thing for 2 weeks with a little sprinkle of the other arts disciplines that you might have. So, for example, if I was going in as a musician, instrumentalist, I would go in, and the majority of my day is spent learning my instrument and working on my craft. But then I'm also going to be taking classes in visual arts. I'm going to be taking classes in theater and possibly some dance as well. This way, I'm a well-rounded musician, because you don't want to kind of just close yourself off into one small thing. You want to have this wider reach in your area. So,
which a lot of performers end up kind of doing. They'll say, well, I'm a guitar player all day. That's what I want to do. Nothing else. That's it. No biology, just guitar. And
if you look at the people that are making waves right now, they're not just anything. You look at Lindsay Sterling. She's that violinist on YouTube. She's a singer. She plays her instrument. She designs her videos. She's a dancer. And obviously she's an actor as well. So the more you can do, the more opportunities you open up for yourself.
Yeah, they would always speak of the triple threat, but now we're looking at quadruple threats and beyond. It's a good thing. Well, I appreciate you. I know we all do over here at Positively Osceola. We appreciate you. We certainly appreciate the whole district. It's like I said, I kind of glanced through it, but the reality is, I used to say a number of years ago, I'd say, gosh, it would be nice if we didn't have to drive past these, either city of St. Cloud or city of Kissimmee and then exit Osceola County to find arts. Certainly we all go to most of us go to the theme parks and experience that wonder. But I used to say that it would be great to have us be able to stick around the local areas and support that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, you can. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to support them, even though they're filled with mediocrity. It's excellence to the max, right? So
it really is. It really is.
Well, I hope we do a better job promoting what you guys are doing, because we feel we need to do that, certainly, and never enough, because you guys are working so hard. The kids are awesome. Teachers are awesome. And you and your team member are certainly doing a great job. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
You got it. All right. So there you have it, folks. Dr. Chris Burns with the Osceola School District's Fine and Performing Arts Resource Specialist. We really, really do thank you for your time today, because I know you're busy, and we kind of joke because I don't know how you do it. I don't know how your wife does it. You guys are some of the busiest performers and teachers I know.
It's the life.
You're appreciated very much, man.
Thank you, sir. Hope to see everybody at some events in the near future.
That would be nice. We're going to try to do a good job getting people out there and let them know what's going on, because there's plenty of it. Again, Keith with Positively Osceola here with Dr. Chris Burns, the resource specialist with the school district's Fine and Performing Arts, together making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Thanks, Dr. Chris.
Thank you.